I gotta say Dina too. Like, should Dina have gotten a hometown? Like,
no one should have gotten a hometown.
Dear Shandy. Welcome back to another Dear Shandy Bachelor recap, listeners. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you today?
Doing okay.
You are?
Yeah,
Really?
nice day in Seattle. Sun's out.
Yeah.
What do we have to complain about?
Yeah, you're also so well rested after not watching this episode, Andy. What do you have to say for yourself?
There was another episode where I had to stand up to not sleep.
There came a point where Andy kept falling asleep so hard at a specific point in this episode. Yeah. I will let everyone know when we get there that you had to watch it standing up. You were like a horse.
I know. Well, a horse can sleep standing up. A human can't, which is a fail-safe way to get through these episodes of The Bachelor.
Tips from the experts over here.
Yeah. Take it from me.
Like this was honestly a heartbreaking episode to watch. Heartbreaking not because I was moved by what we saw, but this was heartbreaking in that it felt like the end of this show.
Felt like the end. It felt like we were at a wake.
Do we have any other housekeeping before we get going though?
No.
We're still in Seattle.
Still in Seattle.
Shortly leaving though.
Shortly leaving.
Yes.
You will see a new studio soon.
Yes. Not after this one, but after the one after this one.
Correct.
I've done 5 out of 8 of the performances of this opera. Thank you to the Shandys who have come and said hi. I love that. It's the sweetest thing ever
really
when
is.
they come to the stage door. Oh my God.
It's so nice.
I love it. It's so fun getting to meet you guys in the flesh. It's just a really cool thing.
Yeah, we ran into someone listening to Dear Shandy on our dog walk yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like when that happens.
These are all very surreal moments for us. So don't rob us of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep it to yourself.
Right?
Give us what we need.
Yeah.
We need it.
Okay. So are we ready to get going, Andy? Recapping. I mean, is this even this? You know what this is going to be, Andy?
It's a recap.
A recap.
Yep.
Oh, I love a callback. It is a recap. It's been a while since we've done a recap. Okay, so episode 6, which is somehow hometown week. This is normally episode 8, I have to point out. And I think our lack of investment in any of these contestants, in these relationships, and even Grant is a reflection of how few episodes we've had.
Yeah.
It's one of the issues.
Yes, but I also appreciate that they gave us fewer episodes.
That's true.
So
Maybe
the
they know what
kindness
they're
will
doing.
not be overlooked.
They know what they're doing. Okay, we'll get going. So the episode kicks off with Grant doing B-roll. He's packing up. It really felt, you know what this episode felt like? It felt like 30 minutes of content and an hour plus of filler.
Yeah, a lot of B-roll.
And I'm not even including commercial breaks in that. Yeah. There was just so much filler, even this B-roll and the voiceovers, reiterating how Grant wants this like nucleus of a family that he doesn't have, he didn't have growing up. But I gotta say, we're not getting much new.
Who is
here.
Grant?
Who is
Grant Ellis? Searching for Grant Ellis. One Grant Ellis, please.
So we're now in Newton, Massachusetts for Juliana's hometown. She shows him how an Italian lives in Newton.
Oh, apparently I was wrong about Boston.
Okay.
Boston has a lot of Italians in and around, and the suburbs. Newton's like around Boston. It's all the greater Boston area.
Okay.
And I was wrong.
So what did you say exactly?
I said it was like all Irish people with like a few Italians.
Oh, you said that Italians have to be tough because they're around tough Irish people?
I don't remember.
So did the Shandys put you in your place?
They're saying put me in my place, which it needs to be done sometimes.
Oh. You're put in your place all the time over here.
Yeah.
It makes things exciting. Okay, so they make pizza at a pizzeria. They Lady and Tramp a cannoli. And Juliana really delivers the lines that you expect from The Bachelor. She says, last time I saw Grant, I told him I was starting to fall in love with him.
She's recapping.
She's right on schedule. Yeah. She lists the number of family members coming to his hometown, and it is honestly obscene.
Obscene. I tell you, Catholicism makes a lot of humans. Very good at it.
That's your
one of the greatest generators of human flesh in history.
So my takeaway is a little, I don't know. I feel like these really, really over the top big hometowns, doesn't it feel a little like I don't know. It's like, oh, TV time.
Yeah.
And that's how it feels to me. And I actually do think Juliana's, in it for the right reasons and all that stuff. But whenever there's this many family members, I'm just like,
Yeah.
And this doesn't feel real anymore.
It feels like they wanted to just be on TV.
Yes. They're like, oh, we want to be part of this experience. So
Yeah.
we're going to invite like second cousins.
Yeah. It's a TV party.
Are they really that close with their second cousins?
I'm not 100% sure all these people were actual family.
Yeah.
It might have been stand-ins.
Well, there was definitely non-family too. It was just absurdly big.
It was like, hey, we're going to be on TV. Everybody who we know or is maybe related to us in some way, come on along.
I also think that it's a thing the show does now too, to like try to add something, a flavor of like, oh, nerves. It's like, oh, wow, such a big family. Oh, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's getting tired. We've seen it too many times. So the gist is that Italian families are so protective, and there's the hope.
No, 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 no. Okay.
I know.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Very nice, Shandy.
Okay,
so we did this last time with Maria's family because they were also Italian and also very hyper-protective. But I gotta say, Maria's father delivered a bit better in the Italian, strict, protective Italian father department.
I feel like this guy was timid. He was like, oh, I'll be the Italian. I was like, no, I won't be the Italian.
No, Grant won him over immediately.
Yeah, he backed down.
Yeah.
Where was the tough guy Italian father?
Grant sucked up in all the right ways. He especially won him over by saying, and this was really sweet, he said he loves his father, but he really admires how Juliana's father has, kept family number one, made them a priority, and like never left. Like he's been there for his family.
Yeah, that was nice.
And the father is just a puddle.
He melted.
Grant is also sure to show Juliana's mom his lone wolf tattoo.
Hey, everybody, come around and look.
The whole family gets to see his lone wolf tattoo.
Everybody, all 30 people.
It is funny. The lone wolf tattoo is funny.
I know. It's funny.
Are we the only ones finding this funny? No, I did see Bachelor Clues.
A lot of people were annoyed with us, and a lot of people found it funny.
Wait, are people annoyed with us for making fun of the lone wolf tattoo?
No, I don't think annoyed. I think it's low level. They're kind of like, it's a lonely, he feels lonely, so he gets a lone wolf tattoo. It's fine, whatever.
It is the very definition of ironic.
It is the definition of irony.
Yes.
That's,
I stand by our teasing.
I stand by as well.
Grant tells Juliana's father that he's falling for her, and Juliana now chats with her dad, and he says he loves Grant. He approves wholeheartedly. So no,
let's do it. More like dun 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 dun.
Not quite.
No, not that.
Not quite.
No, it's more like.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. No? That was pretty good. No. I think that's the vibe. That is the vibe.
Yeah, they had the pizza guy.
Of this hometown. The pizza guy, can I tell you? Okay, we have to
tell you something. Can I tell you
mention the pizza guy?
The pizza guy gets MVP for not only this episode, but the season. He's the only person, except for maybe Carolina, that I have seen that actually was a real human being.
We felt that he was real. That was sad about this whole episode. This whole Hometowns episode goes by, and I remember a time in my life when I would watch a Hometowns episode and I would be touched, I would be angered, I would be moved. There would be something about it that stirred something in me. And in this, I just watched from beginning to end, and I just felt like what I was watching was so
canned,
so derivative. It was like it was like so meta, like a version of itself. There was nothing authentic, no authenticity. And you said, Andy, you were like, what was the best thing you saw in this whole episode? And I said, the pizza guy.
The pizza guy.
He was himself. Like the cameras were on him, and I felt like he would act no differently.
As I watched the pizza guy, I was thinking, what is pizza guy going to do next? I don't know.
Yes, he's not just going to say what he's expected to say.
And he knows what he's supposed to say. He's supposed to say, eventually, let's go back and make some pizzas.
Yes.
But between that and everything else, who knows what pizza guy is going to do?
Yes.
He's a real person.
Yes. I can't even say this for the Brides magazine photo shoot people. They also
No.
felt canned.
Yeah,
They're like,
totally.
oh, we have a ring now for a proposal photo. It was just like, ugh.
I want reality in my reality TV.
I mean, is that too much to ask? Okay, so now Juliana and Grant chat outside. He says he's falling for her. She says she's falling in love with him. That's the L word. He's just amazing, and they make out. And Juliana in her ITM says, the intensity of these emotions is starting to strike a nerve with me. And I said, what? And you said, no idea.
I mean, all the words and the things on their own right make sense, but together, no.
So now we're in New York for Zoe's hometown. And I think we're getting a little loose with the word hometown on this show.
Yeah, what if the town and the home may not be the thing that is the hometown?
I appreciate, though, that Zoe seems to have a strained relationship with her adoptive parents, right? So she cut them out a year ago. So I understand if they're not going to go. Like, it makes sense. Like, New York is her chosen hometown, and he will be meeting her chosen family.
Kind of want a little more backstory to what's going on with her adoptive parents. That sounded, I mean, interesting. It sounded obviously upsetting, but I felt like we could have learned more about what's going on there.
I agree. And it's things like that are sort of thrown under the rug. That also, same with Dina. I mean, they kept talking about how her family wouldn't be there and what impact that would have on her relationship, as if anyone thinks that they were ever going to end up together. I'm more interested in the family dynamic. Like, tell me what happened.
Well, it was interesting. Everything that was real. It was like, oh, this is a real, this is a juicy thing. This is interesting.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, yeah, let's just, let's gloss that over.
And now we'll just put on wedding gowns and take photos.
Yeah.
It's so true. Like, where's the real conversation? And that's honestly where I feel like Zoe, I think I've had, complicated feelings about Zoe all season, because I don't feel like we ever got to know the real Zoe. Even in her B-roll and her ITMs, I always feel like she's kind of just like so on. Yeah. But I also don't think she was really given an opportunity to really relax into things. She's always been sort of like on edge and like very defensive all season. I've gotten a lot of defensiveness from Zoe. And I think not getting a one-on-one date was bad for her in particular. Anyway, we are in New York City. And I got to say, from the get-go, from the minute Grant greets Zoe, as if we needed further confirmation, we know Zoe's not winning.
Yes.
Okay. But the way he greets her, especially after how he was with Juliana, and I don't even know what order this was filmed in, right? Like, it might not have been in this order. No. You can tell, and this is my favorite thing about Grant. This is the most real we see Grant. You can tell he's not into her. Yeah. The second he greets her.
Yeah, he's fine with her. He's just not into her.
I swear, this, like, they hug and kiss, and he's like, hey.
Yeah, how's it going?
He's like, you know what I saw in those eyes was, this is going to be a long day.
Yeah, I got to clock in.
Yes.
I sit down at the desk and put in a 9 to 5.
Yeah, well, we know he doesn't like 9 to 5, so.
No, he does not. 9 to 4. 9:30 to 4, actually, on the nose.
So you would think, being in New York City, they might do New York City things, Andy.
I would think maybe there should have been some pizza getting here as well.
Yes, that too. I am reminded of that lovely hometown with, oh my God. No, the Jewish Ukrainian one on Zach's season.
I don't remember. Rachel?
Oh God.
We wanted her started with an R?
No, we wanted her to be Bachelorette. Oh my God.
And she wasn't.
And then she wasn't. I can't remember her name. I'm looking it up.
I don't think that's not that big a deal. It starts with an R, I think.
I think it might be an L. Ariel. We were both wrong.
It's got an R and an L in it, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so Ariel's hometown in New York City. I think, I thought they did
New York stuff.
Didn't they play chess in
the
the park at one point?
I think there might have been some pizza.
They went to Bathtub Gin, I'm pretty sure.
Gin,
the speakeasy.
We like that bar.
I just found this photo shoot. You know what they did? They went to New York City, and probably, there was probably a lot of work to shoot there. And then all they did was any Bachelor group date activity we've ever seen.
You could do that on the moon.
Yes.
The only New York we got, the most New York we got of that date was the B-roll they showed before the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw Central Park, you saw Union Square.
Dumbo, the famous shot. Yeah. No, they had someone go out and get footage. And
what's the point of going to New York if you're not going to do New York?
Yeah, and
take advantage of it.
Even the activity was literally something we've seen countless times. How many group dates have we seen where there's a rack of all these wedding gowns? It's like the week 2 or week 3 group date.
You can do that anywhere. You can do that in Saskatchewan. It's great. Is there anything better than Saskatchewan?
I love saying Saskatchewan. Say it again.
Saskatchewan. Good word.
So this is, I suppose, sponsored by Brides Magazine. I'm not really sure. I found it patronizing, I wrote. Their tux wedding thing on the rooftop. Does anyone think that there's a thing here? That there's a real connection here? Am I crazy?
Okay, you know what I'm going to do?
Do other people see it?
I have a feeling, this is what I think. I think the audience right now, people who are into the show, are getting upset at us. They're like, you're being too negative. So you continue doing what you're doing. But from now on, for this recap, I am going to do it. And it's going to take some heavy lifting. I'm going to be positive about everything. I'm going to be pure positivity. Watch Andy, what I can do.
Okay.
You think I can't do it?
So they're making out on the rooftop. Yeah. And they chat, and Grant talks about how she's ready for love. He relates to her, and they had atypical childhoods.
Yeah. I love atypical childhoods. I had one too.
She says her adoptive family won't be there. She cut ties with them a year ago, so he'll meet her chosen family. And now they meet her aunt and uncle, her sister and friends. And I wrote, where did this house come from?
This is, again, not a home, not a town.
What is like? If this was someone's home, I would be shocked. Someone's home.
This is a rental home.
This felt like they went and got an Airbnb for the day. There was no explanation. Whose home? It didn't feel like anyone lived in this home.
What is going on here?
It was clearly a rental.
We should be told that. We should be like, oh, we got this Airbnb. I'd like to know.
And at least.
Oh, also, sorry. I'm supposed to be positive. This was a beautiful apartment.
It was a beautiful home. I just don't know whose home it was.
You know what it felt like? It felt like the warmth you feel when you walk into a home that's been lived in for decades.
What gets me about this is so symbolic. You know, the whole point of a hometown is you see the family home. I understand it's different in her case. I totally get that. In that case, though, pull an aerial where you go to a wine bar. Remember,
have the hometown at a New York thing.
Yeah, or like at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Something that is not pretending to be a home that anyone in this party lives in.
No one has ever lived in that home for more than a week.
Are you being positive?
Maybe a month.
Is that a positive take?
It's good because the people who own that home are making a lot of money. A tremendous rental income.
But isn't this so symbolic for what this show is becoming? There was a time when there was like a personal touch, or not trying to fool anyone, not trying to trick anyone. Okay, maybe they're always trying to trick us. But just have it in a restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yeah, it felt soulless.
If you can rent that place, you can rent a restaurant.
Yes, agreed. Okay, so her sister Faith asks Grant why Zoe hasn't gotten her own date. Grant, he dances out of this again.
I know. I was impressed, actually. I didn't know the answer.
I know. He says he felt like one of them was holding back. Turns out maybe it was both of them. Their connection started later, but here they are, he says.
I'll tell you something. Like, he didn't stumble on this one. I was impressed. That was not an easy one. Yeah. I don't know. I did not know. I have no clue the answer I would give if I was in his position. And he did well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Positivity.
Okay, yeah, he said more or less the same thing to Zoe last week when she was like, "Why don't I have a date?" And he was like, "Oh, well, we don't need a date."
Yeah. What do we need a date for?
What do we need a date for? Yeah, he demonstrates using his hands how far along the falling in love scale he is with her. He was like, "So falling in love is here," and I'm like, "Here," but meeting her family, it's like coming here.
I'm thinking of something.
Something positive to say? The progress they're making. Such progress.
I like visuals.
Yes.
I appreciate that he gave us a visual, because had he not shown me that scale,
yeah,
I wouldn't have known how much more he loved her from the hometown.
Absolutely. Well done, Andy.
APOSTROPHE. It's gonna be a tragedy.
If you don't have your apostrophe.
Wait a minute.
What was wrong with that ending? You need the glory, Andy?
I want the glory.
You know what? It would be a tragedy if you ran out of your apostrophe. And that is why I'm just pointing out the fact that I am running low. Like, I still have some on my previous prescription tretinoin and niacinamide that I got through Apostrophe that I literally have a brand new backup waiting. I got it shipped here to Seattle for when I run out of this.
And did you go to the doctor?
No.
Did you go to the pharmacy?
No.
Did you pay ridiculous prices?
No, because Apostrophe connects you with board certified dermatologists so you can get access to prescription skincare without ever leaving the comfort of your sofa. You just fill out their online skin consultation where you take selfies of your skin and you describe your skin, how you would like your skin to be more like, and then a board certified dermatologist will review your information and then prescribe you something, and mine is a 0.05% tretinoin, 4% niacinamide, and if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. So we have a very special deal for our listeners, the Shandies, right now. You can get your first visit with an Apostrophe provider for only $5 when you go to apostrophe.com/Shandy and enter promo code Shandy. That is a savings of $15, and this offer is only available to our listeners.
To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/Shandy and click Get Started.
Then use our code Shandy at sign up and you'll get your first visit for only $5. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring this episode.
So Sharleen, I am stressed about a lot of things, but someone who was working for me on the stress I used to have about the medical affairs in my life is ZocDoc to the rescue.
Oh, ZocDoc. What was life before ZocDoc?
Stressful, annoying, and possibly dangerous for your health.
Agreed. ZocDoc is not only a platform that keeps you in touch with your medical affairs and when your last appointment was, your last physical, your last eye exam, but also it's a search engine. And this is crucial because let's say you're in the market for a new doctor, but in the past, it would just be word of mouth. You'd be like, oh, I know someone who went to that doctor. That is not a great way to filter doctors. Instead, with ZocDoc, you can filter not only by location, by ratings. So thousands of other patients like yourself maybe gave this doctor a 5-star review. That's a great way to vet the doctor. You can filter whether or not they take your insurance. And then on top of all that, you can book the appointment through ZocDoc. You never have to pick up the phone, which is the dream.
And you kind of skimmed over the booking of appointments. Those appointments can be booked literally within 24 hours sometimes.
Did I skim over it?
You skimmed over. I didn't like that.
Where else do same-day appointments exist?
Nowhere.
You have to know
maybe a
someone.
bad barber. Don't ever trust that. When you find a barber's like, yeah, I'm free today. Anytime you want to come in anytime. No, don't go to that guy.
So ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can find and compare in-network, highly rated doctors and instantly book appointments with them online.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments. Go to ZocDoc.com/Shandy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/Shandy, ZocDoc.com/Shandy. Okay, so Zoe and Grant chat outside now, and Andy, you pointed out the music as they pecked and bid adieu.
I've never seen more inappropriate music. This music was like at the end of a movie where people escape from some horrible war-torn prison camp.
It was very, it felt very joyful.
It felt like
and romantic.
It was the end. It was like, this is the end of a great saga, a great success, a victory.
Andy, you called the music soap opera, bad soap opera music.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Bad soap operas remind me of my childhood. So I used to watch soap operas as a kid.
Really?
And I was obsessed with them. I knew all the characters. I would actually, back then, there would be like little books you get like Reader's Digest or something at the supermarket. And I would read about the actual actors. Like I was obsessed with soap operas.
Wait.
It's crazy.
Are you lying right now?
I am 100% not lying at all. I used to be, Days of Our Lives was my jam.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, when I was like 7 or 6, 7, 8 years old.
I have never known this. I am learning this for the first time. We've been together for 11 years. What the hell? You were into Days of Our Lives when you were a little kid.
Yeah, like Sands in the Hourglass. So were the Days of our lives.
Oh my God. Sing the theme song.
I don't know. It's a lot of strings.
Okay.
I forget. It's been a long time.
Okay.
But I knew the whole plot. I remember when a character died once. I was like, what? People die? Like this is it? I never see this person again? I was devastated.
Oh, this is the cutest thing.
Anyway, soap operas mean a lot to me, and I appreciate that
the music.
They did something that reminded me of a thing that made me really happy as a child.
That was an impressive positive spin, Andy.
Thank you.
And I got to learn something about you.
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives. At what age were you suddenly like, oh, I don't like this now?
I think there came a point where I learned, like when you pass a certain age, you started to analyze yourself. I think it's around 9, 10 maybe.
Okay.
Where I was like, I think this might be like a little bit compulsive. Like I think I'm doing this just to watch it now and I don't actually like it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is enough.
I reached that point with Archie comics.
Archie comics are good though.
I was really into Archie comics when I was little, and I would, buy the new, when I went to the grocery store with my mom in the impulse buy section, there's chocolate bars, there's gum, and there's Archie comics. And I would always collect the Betty and Veronica ones. And when there was a new one, I'd get so excited because I wanted to see what they were wearing, and they were like so cute and pretty, and like, and Veronica had attitude, and Betty was so sweet. And I was little, and I was really into it. And then there came a point where suddenly I was like, why am I buying this? I'm not really like enjoying it or agreeing with it or
interesting.
relating to it anymore.
And then you're just done. That was it.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, isn't it? And childhood.
I actually have like about 30 Archie comics. I still have them.
Really?
From like many decades ago.
Wow.
Yeah, we can take a look at them soon.
Okay. Good. I'm sorry I don't have any Days of Our Lives paraphernalia for you.
Yeah. My favorite guy was Jughead in Archie comics.
Yeah.
That guy
in the comic book version, I would say that he did not. But in the remake, the Riverdale, that Jughead.
But I felt that way when I was reading the comics.
So in conclusion, Zoe. I like Zoe. Yeah,
she's softened up.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind Zoe.
But it's not believable. I don't buy what they share. All they do is make out.
I bought it more early.
Me too.
Early in the season. I actually thought he had a thing for Zoe.
Me too.
Which he kind of, I guess, technically still does, but I don't see it.
All I see is some making out that even that doesn't feel like passion driven. When you see a make out and you're like, wow, they're looking for a room right now, which I think is how it should be at this point in a relationship.
No, their makeouts, it feels like they're looking for an exit.
Yeah, their makeouts are like, oh, the camera's on us, so we'll just keep doing this. It's very, it feels like just performative. It doesn't feel like there's any end game, there's any reason. She's just waiting to go home, and he's waiting until he can send her home.
There's a reason why he didn't give her a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it's not the reason he gave.
Yeah, and it's nothing against her. There's such a lack of building the characters on this show.
She was clearly going to go home instead of Carolina until Dina threw Carolina under the bus. That's what happened. That's the reason she didn't get a one-on-one, is she was going home.
Or I got to say Dina too. Like, should Dina have gotten a hometown? Like,
no one should have gotten a hometown.
No. To me, it was clearly Alex and Carolina based on the connections we saw with him. And who am I to say who he should have picked for a hometown? All I'm saying is that Zoe and Dina getting hometowns, I'm just like,
we're playing poker.
Yeah.
You're playing poker with Grant. He's a good poker player, as he is a good day trader. Similar sort of emotional game. And I don't know what he's up to.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to say he likes her and he doesn't like this person?
Yeah.
He's not showing us like real Grant. True. I bet real Grant is a cool dude.
Yeah.
Where's Grant?
Yeah, you said.
How am I supposed to judge this? How am I supposed to say, oh, he likes that girl, he likes this girl, he doesn't like this girl? I don't know.
You said last night that it feels like he's reading cue cards.
He's reading cue cards.
Like he doesn't ever say anything that feels new or inspired or like. And here's the thing, I agree with you. I don't think this is the real him. I think he's like got all his cameras.
I know Grant is a cool dude, but I saw him on Jen's season and I liked him more than anybody. Yes. And I know this isn't him.
Yeah, you loved Grant actually on night one. You were like,
I'm him. That's
Grant.
my guy.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's diluted.
Okay, I'm going to put a positive on this. Grant is such a good guy that this position is not appropriate for him.
Is that
good guys don't do well as leads in The Bachelor. You got to be a little bit of a little bit of a player. A little bit of a player.
He's too good a guy.
He's
too transparent. Just like when he greeted Zoe, I was like, oh, he's not into her.
He doesn't want to ruffle feathers. He doesn't want to cause trouble. He just wants to get through this without causing anybody harm. It's not him.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't know who he is, as you said earlier.
I knew more of Grant from 5 seconds of Jen's season than I do from this whole season.
I have to agree with that. And someone said in the comments last week, it was such a good comment. I'm going to butcher it. I'm sorry to the Shandy who wrote this, but they said that Grant is so focused on wanting, a wife, kids, a family, that whole thing, that unless a woman says, oh, I don't want to be a wife, I'm not looking for a husband, I don't want kids, I don't want a family.
Right.
He's kind of like lost, like they're all sort of even.
Yeah.
And I guess it'll come down to who he's just most attracted to. But it's just not getting more specific than that in terms of personality traits. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what's missing.
The only tell for Grant, for me, is I think Grant sometimes starts seeming like more of a kid around the girls that he likes.
I agree.
And the woman that I believe he is the kid around is Litia.
Okay.
And that's why I believe Litia is 100% going to be the one he picks.
Okay.
I personally don't have any doubts. Oh. Because when he's around her, he starts acting a little bit like a kid. And I feel like the little kid part is a little bit of Grant we're seeing. A little bit. Just a little bit, a little sliver.
Okay. I don't know if I totally agree on that.
Oh, really?
Well, we'll get to that.
And how do you disagree? Tell.
I'll get to that in our predictions. But okay, this is wrapping Zoe's hometown. But rant over on Grant.
We're over.
Okay, and we say this with love. Like we like him. It's just that I just don't think in this role. It's a bit like Joan in the role of Golden Bachelorette. You know, some personalities are just not
too professional.
Yeah, they're not
willing. And this is total. I respect this.
Yes.
They're not willing to completely open up their chest cavity.
Yes.
To the world.
Agree.
Respect.
Yes. Totally.
Although, buyer beware, don't take the role if you're not going to do it.
No, positive.
You got to take that money. Get that sweet, sweet money.
Okay, so now we are in Star Valley, Wyoming for Litia's hometown.
Wyoming.
What about Wyoming?
First state in the nation that gave women the vote.
Really?
Yeah, and will be the first to take it away, most likely.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
So I thought she was from Salt Lake. And then it's almost like she heard me through the screen because she tells Grant that her home was always her grandma's house. But that home became wherever her family was. So Star Valley, Wyoming became one of those places. I still had questions about this. Was this magnificent property her family's property?
I don't understand.
I felt like there was like a bear with a welcome sign out front. I'm like, this looks like a lodge.
It's a log cabin lodge. Who lives in a giant log cabin?
Didn't you feel like you needed a little more information, considering how personal this is? We're being sold that this is personal, right? Aren't we?
Yeah.
Meeting the family and all that stuff. So why pretend that this is something that it's not? At least be honest that this was the best place to congregate is at this log cabin that we're renting for the day.
Again, not home, not town.
Make it positive.
But I loved log cabins as a kid. I used to build them. I used to get log cabin sets.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm learning so much about you through this positivity.
Yeah, no, I used to get them and build them. And yeah, I mean, they were very easy to build. You just stack the logs on top of each other, but in a crisscross, and then you have a house.
Oh my God.
I used to love it. I used to open the door and make believe that I was having a meal inside.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Auntie, I'm liking this positivity.
Yeah.
Okay. So they ride horses, I wrote, because she rode horses at her grandma's house. Okay, so where the hell are we? Are these just rental horses? Were these their horses? What was the deal with these horses? Just because she rode horses when she was a kid, they're riding random horses?
Maybe she manifested horses.
Or were these her family's horses? In which case, why not make it abundantly clear that that's the case?
I think the fact that we've gotten so little information about any of these hometown situations means that they're rental horses. They're just rental. Everything's a rental.
Yes.
And I think we deserve to be told that. If they live in that house, that's an important plot point.
I agree. That property, if that's her family's property,
insane.
that was a striking property.
These people run the Mormon church.
Yes, exactly. I had a lot of questions. Okay, so they sit and chat. She says he's the first person she's bringing home who is not Mormon. And Grant still doesn't know much about the Mormon church. He says he's never even met a Mormon.
Well,
he says his mom was really strict growing up regarding religion, and it caused strife in his family. So that's his one fear. But he says he's there with an open heart and an open mind.
I'll tell you one thing they won't be doing on this date.
Drinking.
Sipping hot cups of tea together.
Why not?
You can't drink hot tea as a Mormon.
Hot tea?
You cannot. Not allowed to.
You're joking.
No, you can't do it.
Why not? Caffeine.
No, it's not caffeine. It's just hot. Not allowed to drink a hot beverage. It's an interesting rule.
You can't have green tea. Oh, green tea has caffeine too.
You can't have
like a chamomile tea?
You cannot have any kind of tea.
Why not?
If it's hot, you can have iced tea.
But why? Why? Because it's hot.
I don't know.
There's got to be a reason.
Of course there's a reason. I just don't know. But I've heard this.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's true.
If we have any Mormon Shandies, I am so curious.
I want to know.
Let us know in the comments.
Why can't you drink hot beverages?
Yes.
And if I'm wrong about this, I am ashamed. And you can tell me that too.
Yeah, don't leave a 1-star review if Andy's wrong. Just comment and tell him that he's wrong.
I'm just trying my best here. It's a tough episode.
So I know they can't drink caffeine and they can't drink alcohol.
They cannot drink alcohol. I don't know about the caffeine.
Oh.
I think it's confused. The caffeine, I think, is okay. I think it's confused that they can't drink hot coffee. So people assume they can't drink caffeine. But I actually think caffeine might be okay. I think.
Okay.
But I know alcohol is not okay.
Okay.
I know, premarital sex, all the stuff you think is not okay is not okay. The huge, yeah.
Okay. So a huge family, also another huge family, just like Juliana's. I mean, it's like 30 plus people. They were playing eerie, like weird music for them, which I thought was a little unnecessary.
Why are they doing that?
I think...
What's wrong with it?
Because
why isn't there eerie music for the other big Italian family?
Yeah, no, they got just Italian music. No, the Mormons got weird, eerie music. And now Grant chats with Juliana's dad, and he says that if Grant is not a member of their church, he's still welcome. There's a lot of stressing how welcome Grant is as long as he is into God.
That's right.
This is important. Yeah. He's not welcome if he's not into God. And he is into God,
so he's good.
I don't know if he's as into God as they're into God.
Well, he's also into hot beverages, which might be a problem.
How do you know he's into hot beverages?
Grant likes a hot beverage. Are you kidding? He wakes up early in the morning to look at his stocks. You don't think he has a hot coffee?
Oh, that's an assumption.
It's going to be a problem.
So luckily, Grant, he's been vetted for his being into God. And there's another theme that comes up here. Litia's dad stresses Litia's biological clock. He doesn't say that he's stressed about it, but he says Litia is really like the clock is ticking. So he mentions it. And then Grant talks to mom, and the exact same conversation unfolds just in a different way. She says she hopes he's comfortable. There's no expectation from him. It's as long as he has the core belief that God is important and that they'll raise their children with that belief. So it's like both parents are like, you don't need to be Mormon, or kind of. They're like, as long as you love God.
They could be Mormonish.
But then the mother also says, Litia's ready to start a family, well, as soon as you are. So this stood out to me because Litia's 31 years old, which is hardly
ancient.
And as much as they were kind of making it sound like it's Litia who's really ready, Litia wants to start a family yesterday.
Ready. They want her to get going.
I felt pressure and stress from her family for how old she is to not be married and not already be having children.
Get a warm body in front of this girl.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that. And it made me wonder if she were 10 years younger, if they would still be like, oh, you don't need to be Mormon. I smelled a tiny bit of desperation. Ooh. And I don't love that.
Not on Litia's part. Not on the family's part.
Yeah, on the family's part. But of course, that's going to bleed into, like, how can she not pick up on that messaging, especially since she's clearly very intelligent. Yeah. I just didn't love this. I didn't love how her family seemed to be like, yeah, well, Litia's very stressed about, she's 31. She wants a family.
You know what I loved?
Biological clock ticking.
I loved seeing vistas of the beautiful countryside of Wyoming. A place that I most likely will never go to. Oh, we're going to Yellowstone one of these days. Okay. That's on our bucket list. I think Yellowstone, Wyoming. Yeah, it's in Wyoming. We're going there. Okay. We're going to be in Wyoming one day. Okay. So I take it back. But it gave me great joy to see what beautiful landscapes.
Wait, is this a positive spin? Okay. Well, I don't mean to sound... I say this with love. Like, I think it's important to find the right person and for it to feel right and all the things. And it's, to me, the vibe was very like, you don't need to be Mormon. As long as you love God, kids are going to love God. Yeah. Like kids. Yeah. That's how it felt to me. Yeah. So Grant in his ITM says he's relieved because he thought he would have to become Mormon too.
Settled.
So is this really as okay as they're making it sound? I am not familiar enough with the Mormon faith.
Nor am I. I cannot speak as an expert on this.
Yeah.
I think in general, if you're really like a diehard Mormon, probably not that cool to bring a non-Mormon in.
But is it okay?
If that person who's non-Mormon is willing to be indoctrinated, willing
I'm
to
sure that's
take
different.
on Mormonism as their belief system.
Yeah.
I think there could be exceptions made. But I think if you're a diehard Mormon, there's going to be some side eye if you're bringing in someone out of the faith.
Really?
That's my opinion. I don't know.
Okay. Well, so our Mormon Shandies, we know there's at least one because they left a review.
You know what? I want to say something right now.
What?
I love our Mormon Shandies. Our Mormon Shandies are some of my favorite Shandies.
Oh, yeah?
There's been interactions with Mormons.
Oh, okay. I
think Mormons in general are pretty cool. I'm a big fan.
Okay. You just don't agree with the...
I don't have to agree. There's many religions. I don't agree with all religions. Just because they have one doesn't mean I can't like them.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a lovely way of putting it.
I have never met in my life a Mormon I did not like.
Yes.
And I've met many. I've worked with them. I worked with a Mormon at the other company, you know.
Yeah.
And we're very good friends with a Mormon.
With ex-Mormons.
But it's still, he's
we know,
rooted in Mormonism.
We actually know several former Mormons, and they're like particularly cool.
Yeah, I think Mormons make a cool people.
Okay.
I have some issues with some of the religion, but I have issues with a lot of things.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
Yeah. Except today.
Yeah, no, today all positivity.
Yes. Okay, so Litia has a sweet conversation with her grandfather where she reveals that she loves Grant. They really got their money shot here. And now Litia talks with her mom. Litia mentions feeling a bit weird about Grant potentially having sex in the fantasy suites. And
does she? Just a little bit. Just a teeny bit.
What cracked me up about this is how her mom, who you would think would be like, yeah, that is a concern. Her mom's like,
go for it.
Cross that bridge when you get there.
Yeah, use protection. Make sure you use protection. Not
like,
too many positions. Just the standard positions.
It felt like her mom was like,
we'll get through that.
Yeah. Her mom I felt like her whole family was just like, really make this work. Yeah. And Litia, this is really sweet. She says, hearing about Grant's lonely childhood made her realize that she loves him and she wants to give him a family.
Listen, I'd marry Litia for that log cabin alone.
Are you a gold digger, Andy?
Yeah, I'm a log cabin digger.
They chat out front now. Litia tells Grant she's falling in love with him, and he says he's doing the same.
Check. Yep, we got it. Signed.
He says, bye, TT, because that's her new nickname now.
That's cute.
Her niece.
Let me tell you something. Using nicknames, that's a giveaway.
It's a sign of familiarity.
Yeah,
he stole it from
it's
her
over.
niece.
We all know it's Litia, right? Does anyone think it's not Litia?
And as he drives away, this is cute. She goes, shucks.
I like that.
It's cute.
Shucks, Aw, shucks is a great expression.
Shucks should come back in style.
Shucks. Sugar. I don't like sugar.
Oh, that's
I don't
annoying.
like sugar.
Or people are like,
oh,
fudge. I'm like, ugh.
No, fudge is the worst.
Yes.
Sugar's second worst. Shucks is great.
Yeah, shucks.
Let's get shucks back.
Okay, approved.
AG1 is gonna make your day bright. AG1, don't put up a fight. Nice.
Yes, Andy, AG1 will make your day bright. It'll give you energy. It'll make you feel focused. It might give you a trip to the loo.
Clean out the old pipes.
Yes, I look forward to taking AG1 every single morning. We both do, to the point where we get it literally shipped wherever we go. We got it shipped to Seattle.
Even your parents now never leave home without it.
It's really helped. My dad, I'm allowed to say this.
Your dad's enough. He's taken enough.
He has talked about his, he has some digestive issues, and AG1 has really helped. Okay, so AG1 is comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. It has 75 plus vitamins, minerals, whole food source ingredients, pre and probiotics, everything packed into a green powder, a surprisingly tasty green powder. You put a scoop in a glass of water first thing in the morning, and then you do a stir. You put in a drop of the vitamin D3K2. I like to put a little squeeze of lemon or lime in case we happen to have some in the house. Fancy. I added ice cube, in fact. That's how fancy I am. You are just pure. You're a purist.
Water and AG1, done.
That's it.
And this always makes me feel like I'm starting the day right because I'm complete.
Yes.
And I'm not taking some mystery pill.
That's a little how I feel about AG1. No matter what questionable choices I might make later in the day, no matter what, I got started off on the right foot with AG1. With science-backed ingredients and real benefits you can feel, AG1 makes it easy to support overall health every day.
AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up.
You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2 plus 5 free travel packs in your first box.
So check out drinkag1.com/dearshandy to get this offer.
That's drinkag1.com/dearshandy to start your new year on a healthier note. Andy, I am taking my fatty.
Alive taking a fatty 15. Ooh, you take it with nothing? Oh, water. Okay.
No, I'm not that hardcore. Okay. Although it is tiny and swallowable.
And vegan. How'd that go?
It was good.
Nice.
Yes.
Now your cells are happier.
Yes. What a massive discovery. A new fatty acid. Did you know that omega-3 fish oil supplements often go bad before they even leave the bottle?
Meanwhile, fatty 15 naturally protects against dangerous oxidization.
Both in your body and in the bottle. Okay, so this is a big deal. This is a huge discovery. The first nutritional deficiency has been discovered in 75 years. It's called cellular fragility syndrome, and this is caused by a lack of C15. C15 is a sturdy fat. It keeps your cells strong. When our cells become fragile and age, our bodies age faster.
And C15 protects age-related damage to cells, protecting them from further breakdown.
Yes. So we are talking improved metabolic, liver, and heart health, smoother functioning joints,
deeper sleep, and healthier hair, skin, and nails.
Who wants weak cells?
I don't know anybody. I actually know one guy.
Who wants?
Very strange man. He always talks about, I want weaker cells. I say, why? He says, that's what I want. Okay.
He wants to age faster.
He wants it.
He wants to see what happens.
He wants to get to the end faster. So Fatty 15 is on a mission to replenish your C15 levels and restore your long-term health.
And right now, our Shandies can get 15% off the 90-day subscription starter kit when you go to Fatty15. That's FATTY15.com/Shandy and entering promo code Shandy at checkout. Okay, so now we're in Chicago, Illinois for Dina's hometown. She sits Grant down immediately.
Do we need to? What? Okay. Sorry. You know what? Chicago, my kind of town.
I look forward to seeing how positive you can make this hometown, Andy, because wow. This might have been the worst hometown I have ever seen in my many, many years.
Each time I roam, Chicago is calling me home. Chicago is my kind of people too. People who smile at you and... Oh, that's reversed. The first lyric comes after that. Okay. Anyway, Chicago, great town.
Chicago, great.
Yeah, great people too. As the song says, I've never met someone from Chicago I didn't like.
Yeah. And to be fair, we like Dina fine, pre-Carolina.
Yeah, she's, I don't have an opinion. A strong one.
Yeah.
She's fine. I don't know. If she was my lawyer, I might be happy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So she sits Grant down immediately and tells him that her father is a pastor. He's really into the church. He's having a hard time with the show, being on the show, Grant dating all these women. And
he's a deacon, she said.
Oh, is that what you said?
She's a deacon. I heard her say deacon.
Really?
Yeah. Now, deacon, I don't know what the difference between a deacon, a pastor, and a minister is. I don't know what a deacon is.
I don't know what a deacon is.
I'm going to find out after we record.
Or maybe people are going to tell you. You don't have to look it up.
Oh, they'll tell me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just wait.
Her parents will not be there today. And what ensues? Well, that could have just been a throwaway. No big deal. Her friends are coming. Yeah. Or just even this, we all knew Dina was not going to last. She was either going to go home in this episode or the next episode. We actually did predict she would go home in this episode, by the way.
We did.
Not to get an I told you so or anything. But the way they kept milking this across this date, they go to this pumpkin patch, and instead of just letting us watch them play carnival games, it's just shrouded in all this tense music and these ITMs about, this might be the end. Meeting the family is important. This is make or break. Give me a break. This was so tedious. It was so patronizing. They should have just cut this. Why did we have to listen to this? Why do we have to listen to this, Andy?
I like pumpkin pie.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You like pumpkin pie. Do you?
No, I hate pumpkin pie.
Why'd you say that? You're trying to be positive.
Yeah.
See, Eddie, the only thing worse is than being negative is false positivity.
You're right.
That was false.
That was toxic positivity.
You were lying.
I was lying about I don't like pumpkin pie.
You know what I like is pumpkin seeds. Like roasted.
I don't like pumpkin seeds either.
Oh, you just
I don't like any pumpkin anything. Nothing.
We have pumpkin seeds in the house.
I don't like those. I eat them because they're healthy.
Really?
Yeah, I just eat them because they're healthy. They're fine. I mean, they taste, they're just not, of all the seeds I've eaten, they're not in the top 5.
I feel so duped. I was buying those for you thinking you loved
they're
them.
a superfood. Mm-hmm. So it's good. They went to see pumpkins. It's promoting a superfood.
Okay. Very good. Okay. So an enormous gaggle of Dina's girlfriends arrive and Grant chats with them. I wrote nothing to note here. All the conversations are about her family, like suggesting that if it's, they'll cross that bridge when they get there. If it's good, it's good. Oh my God.
She was happy to see her friends.
I do not.
Just nice friends.
I wrote, this only works, like the whole talking about the family not being there, if the contestant is a major front runner.
Yeah.
So if Juliana, her family wasn't willing to be there, or Litia, pretty much just the two of them, then you're like, oh, this is maybe something to consider.
When I heard the family wasn't there, I was kind of relieved. So I was like, that's one BS family session we don't have to sit through.
But I would rather have a BS family session than have a BS conversation about how there was no family.
Yeah, I hear you.
I wrote, this is unwatchable. And this was Andy, where you had to watch like a horse.
It works. If you don't want to fall asleep, stand up.
God, this hometown was just brutal. Brutal. Yeah. Even their kiss at the end, I was just like, and I think it's all summed up so perfectly by at the end of this episode when he does end up sending Dina home. She doesn't even
not even close, not even watery eyes.
No, there's not. She can't even muster a misty eye. It's just like, I got what I came for.
There you go. Show's over. Yeah. Going back home.
So back in LA, Grant has a beer with former Bachelor Joey for advice. Joey. And the women have a girl chat where for some reason they have to describe their hometowns to each other. And I think this was just trying to milk more out of Dina, not her parents not being there. Give me a break. They got us, this show has to evolve. It has to evolve. These are such old tricks. And the reason they were tricks that worked ever is because we were invested in the people.
I'm torn on this because I feel like the Bachelor franchise is comfort food. You go back, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but comfort food, you have to work with the ingredients you've got. No, you can't take whatever ingredients you have and be like, okay, well, I'm going to turn that into like a shepherd's pie, even though I don't have potatoes.
It's you know what it is? It's like a restaurant you've gone to for so many years as a comfort restaurant. But over the years, they've changed chefs. They've kind of like cut some corners. Chefs. They're trying to buy cheaper ingredients.
Yes.
They're not really.
They have more competition. There's other restaurants in town that are like doing more innovative things with their food.
They're surrounded by every restaurant around them is better.
They started out the only restaurant in town.
The only one. But still you go there. It's like, okay, let's just go. We're in a pinch. Like let's just go. We know what we're going to get basically. And then you look around you and you see the place is packed. You're like, wow, people are still coming to this restaurant because they just love what it used to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah, but it's not that packed anymore. They have to innovate.
Eventually it's going to stop being packed because people are just going to be like, I don't care about nostalgia enough to eat this food anymore.
Yeah.
And I think we're close to that, but I think we've got a few years left maybe.
You think? Yeah. There comes a point where it's like insulting. Like the food, you're like, really? I took time out of my Thursday night to come here for a nice meal and you give me this like packaged dressing?
Yeah.
This
packaged
clearly,
dressing.
This is clearly from a bottle, this dressing. Like you couldn't even be bothered to whisk together some oil and vinegar for me. Yeah. It feels like the whole thing feels packaged.
Yeah. Or what about that thing they bring over with the metal thing where it's got the olive oil and the red wine vinegar and it's all slimy on the sides? They haven't cleaned it in like a week.
Yeah, this is starting to feel like that. It's starting to feel like they're just surviving.
Even Jesse. Where's Jesse?
Oh, Jesse's checked out. No, I think he's checked out of this season.
This season he's checked out?
Yeah. I feel like everyone's checked out. It even feels like production. Like the producers are like, we have to cut off another episode. We don't have enough. This is not a good season. And so that's why we have 2 fewer episodes. The whole thing just feels like, I don't know. Doesn't it feel like they're out to lunch? They're like, okay, let's move on to the next thing.
I long for the days of the episodes that I was bored by years ago.
Yes, I agree. Joey encourages Grant to listen to his gut feeling. And Grant says, that's great advice, man.
And Joey proceeds to leave the table, collect his check, and exit the scene.
Yeah, he definitely got paid for this, right?
100%.
I hope so.
Why wouldn't he get paid?
I want them to get paid.
He has to get paid. I think legally he should get paid.
So now we have our rose ceremony, getting roses. First Litia, then Juliana. And here I wrote, no one cares about who else gets a rose. Andy, you said the music is not appropriate.
Appropriate.
It was very pins and needles.
Yeah, there's no tension.
It then goes to Zoe. We knew it was between these two. Going home is Dina. Andy, you said it's all because her parents didn't join up. Andy, you said she can join Carolina now in heaven. So Grant says goodbye to Dina now. And I thought this scene was really funny. Because this is the first time all season Grant has, to someone's face, had to send them home.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Every other time there's been the opportunity, or maybe he should have, like with Carolina. Instead, he changed Carolina's mind about leaving. You know, there's been so many times where that's the moment. This one-on-one conversation, you should be able to say, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't see it. I don't want to make you sit through a whole rose ceremony.
Sure, and he finally did it.
No, he didn't. She was already sent home.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was the only time ever that he had to
He was there.
He was there. And
he was there for the killing.
Exactly. It wasn't like across a room in a rose ceremony. Right. And it was not his forte. And it was funny because he was like, I really like you, but and I don't see, like it was just so many words.
A lot of words, yeah.
And Dina's like,
Yeah, it's like, you almost done?
I hope you find what you're looking for. Bye. I found what I was looking for.
This car's not going to wait forever.
Okay, so Dina cannot even muster a tear on her way out, and that is the end of the episode. And I want to stress, when I talk about Grant being bad in that setting, I think it comes from a place of sweetness. He doesn't want to hurt feelings.
Everything comes from a place of sweetness. He's trying to please everybody.
Yes, he is.
I may do the same thing. I may do what Grant's doing.
I said last week that what I'm missing is the conviction.
Yeah.
And that's I still feel that way. The conviction is what's missing.
Yeah, it's a hard dance, especially as the show gets more and more contrived. It's a hard dance for the lead to play by the rules and be themselves.
The conviction,
it's a lot.
No, but the conviction is a pillar of this show.
I know.
The lead's conviction in who he wants to keep, who he wants to send home, his ability to do that spontaneously based on the conversation being had, his ability to not care what women are saying about someone and still pick that person. It is one of the foundations upon which a good season is built.
I agree with you, but not everyone can balance that.
No. So, Andy, that's the end of the episode. I have to point out in our previews, we get one husband, but
not
that doesn't
in the
count
real show
because it's not in the actual episode.
Not a husband.
So, Andy, your A game, do you have a winner?
I'm going to give it to the pizza guy.
Okay. I'm down with that. Okay. So for fashion, I felt about the fashion as I have about the entire episode. I do not have anything.
Wow.
I did not even like a single dress at the rose ceremony.
Damn.
Even Litia.
What about Grant? Did Grant wear anything nice?
Yeah, Grant's he had some good casual looks. Yeah. Grant's fashion's on point.
He's good. He's on point.
Yeah. I mean, he looks great.
Yeah.
Great clothes. But nothing stood out to me. Right. So, nope, not going to waste time on it. Okay. So, Word Watch, there were 0 husbands. Andy, how many correct guesses?
Only 15.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought there'd be more.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of people are guessing big husband numbers.
Oh
no.
No, it's because of all those bleeps we've been having.
Yeah.
Don't confuse husband with bleep. Okay, so our winner is Claire Benoit.
I think it's for French, yeah, Benoit.
Benoist?
I think Benoist.
It's spelled Benoist, but I think it's Benoit.
Benoist? Benoit?
Benoist.
Don't laugh. It might be Benoist.
Okay. Congratulations. You are the winner of $100 to spend at Furano Studio, one of my all-time favorite jewelry brands. We have a great promo code on the screen and in the description if you're interested. So please email us by this Friday at midnight to claim your prize. And Andy, what's the word for next week?
I don't think there is one. It's Women Tell All. We've historically not done a word watch for Women Tell All.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we should do one anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to do it?
Yeah, because we want to spread positivity in the world.
All right, let's do it.
Let's give away another prize and make things more interesting for the Shandys who are sticking around with us on this season. I mean, we got to build each other up.
I'm going to go with a tough one.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with drama.
Ooh.
Yeah, we may have no winners again.
Okay, well, that's going to spice things up.
Yeah, it's going to be a crooked number.
Oh, Oh, that's going to really spice things up. Okay, I like that. Yeah. We need a little zing in this recap. This recap. Okay, so if you would like the chance to win a prize, and you will join in the Shandy Word Watch Fun and guess the number of times you predict the word drama will be uttered in episode 7, and this looks like it's going to be Women Tell All.
Women Tell All, yeah.
And you will guess using the numeral of the number of times you think it'll be uttered, and you will do so by commenting either below this YouTube video or over on the first Instagram reel advertising this YouTube video or this episode, this recap. So it's the first reel that mentions this hometown week over on Instagram. And I will put it in the description of that reel. We're still adjusting to the Instagram format. So just go to the first Bachelor reel you see. You'll see a bunch of word watches there from other people. And if you guess correctly, you will be entered in a draw, and then one name will be plucked, and that person will win $200 to spend at one of our all-time favorite sponsors, Andy.
Not slow, not medium, but fast.
FastGrowingTrees.com. We are obsessed with fast growing trees, and we have a promo code below in case you want some fast growing trees. But yes, you could win $200 to spend.
That gets you a good tree.
It gets you trees. It gets you bushes. It gets you different shrubs, fruiting trees, citrus trees, accessories for your gardening. We have a cherry tree from them. I love this prize. Amazing. This is the spreading of love, this prize.
And seed.
And seed.
Not that kind.
Okay, so if you want to enter, then please submit your guess by this Friday at midnight. And Andy, shall we move on?
Let's do it.
To our predictions. So who do we think is winning? 1, 2, 3.
Litia.
Juliana.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm jumping ship.
Why?
Because I think the Mormonism is being like kind of brushed aside right now, and I think it's going to become a thing.
I thought it was, but after this hometown, I don't think so.
I didn't buy it. I wasn't buying all the assertions that it didn't matter. It felt. I think I would have bought it more had they said that he needed to be Mormon. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It felt.
I see what you mean.
It was too easy.
Too easy.
And it made me like. Meanwhile, with Juliana, it's easy. With Juliana, everything's easy. The laughing is easy. She's hanging on his every word.
Maybe he doesn't have a nickname for her.
Oh yeah, he's not calling her.
And he doesn't cry in front of her.
Juju. Yeah, but the lone wolf thing.
How far is that lone wolf thing?
Yeah, he loves the lone wolf thing.
Maybe the lone wolf wants to be surrounded by. Oh, actually, they both have big families.
I'm telling you, Grant felt more at home with her family than with Litia's family, and I think that sort of like boisterous big family energy.
Well, we also have to talk about the location they would be. They'd probably end up being in, I guess, Wyoming.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think Grant wants to move to Wyoming.
Yeah,
he would sooner move
I think it would be
Boston,
Utah, wouldn't it be?
Or Newton.
Yeah.
Or Utah. I don't know. I don't see Grant wanting to leave the East Coast. I
can picture him and Juliana moving to Boston, which is close to Newton. He gets to be his city
From
boy.
A purely location perspective, it's 100% Juliana.
Yeah.
But I don't see the the only connection I have seen, a real connection. I think he finds Juliana really cute and he's kind of like he's attracted to her. But I think the connection is with Litia.
I agree, but Grant, I agree. I think the connection with Litia is more powerful. I just think that the whole thing is easier with Juliana and it's more like obvious in that way.
I think I might have been swayed by that log cabin.
No, you're not. I mean, you've been holding strong with Litia for a while. I'm sorry to be jumping ship. I just am getting like easy vibes with Juliana. I think that Litia is our red herring.
Okay.
Oh.
No, I feel pretty strongly about it.
Yeah, no, I want you to feel strongly about it. I don't feel super strongly about mine, if I'm honest. I'm really torn between the two.
Are you doing any devil's advocate here or contrarianism?
Possibly.
Okay.
But I also just, the way they are together, I think he's just kind of like, it's like fun.
Yeah, feels more light, more fun, but less emotionally connected.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I still maintain that he has the deepest connection with Litia. I'm just not sure that that's what he wants. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure that piece. I think that the lone wolf connection he had with Juliana, like he made it sound like it was so like serendipitous. You also have felt alone, you know, like me too. Look at my tattoo. Like, I think that's Grant. He's been like waiting for that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I am just being contrarian. I got to make things interesting around here. Okay. Okay. That is a wrap for this recap. If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what we will ask of you. And that is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram and
TikTok.
Leave us Apple and
broke 10,000 on TikTok.
Oh,
it's a big deal,
and 20,000 on Instagram.
We didn't do a thing.
We have to do a thing.
Maybe we do it at 25,000.
At some point, we'll do a thing. Yes.
Okay, we're going to do a thing.
We've been a little
You guys gave it to us. We're going to give back to you a post of content.
We're in the weeds over here, but we'll do a thing at some point.
It's been very busy.
Yes. Very exciting. Thank you so much if you're a new Shandy. And we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Okay. Okay. Come, boo-boo. Come, boo-boo. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I aggressively requested
time in a while.
her. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Bye-bye.